just a short while. Now, during her reign, Queen Elizabeth II became patron of 600 different charities. 600 different charities. Patron, my word, that is a fair amount, isn't it? Those organisations and charities included the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust at Slimbridge, the Royal Agricultural University in Cirencester, and she was also patron of the Croquet Association, which is actually based in Cheltenham. It's the national governing body for the sport and is responsible for promoting and regulating the game. The association actually enjoyed the patronage of the reigning monarch since George V became patron in 1910. That was just months after his accession to the throne. Well, let's have a chat now with Patricia Duke-Cox, who's the president-elect of the Croquet Association and joins us this afternoon. Hi, Patricia.
Good afternoon to you.
Thanks ever so much for joining us. How important then was it to have Her Majesty the Queen as patron of the Croquet Association?
It's a wonderful experience to have, to enjoy the patronage of the royals. As you say, you've done your homework ever since 1910. And it's something that has always been there at the top of our webpage, and we let our members know. It's a game that was played by the leisured classes, but it's nice to know that royalty probably also played it and enjoyed it, and therefore have agreed to this patronage over the years.
Did you ever get to meet her in your role?
I didn't get to meet the Queen, but I did meet Prince Harry, because I went to the Queen's 90th birthday on the Mall in London, which was a great experience, not only because of the poor weather, but the opportunity to see the pageantry and, towards the end, along with other Croquet Association members, to chat with Prince Harry and promote the game, especially with a colleague from the Hurlingham Club, which was comparatively local.
So, Her Majesty the Queen, are there pictures of her playing croquet? I mean, what made the Croquet Association ask her to become patron?
I think back in the day with George V, he said that he was pleased to be able to take on that role, and it has passed on down through the different monarchs until this day. And we're sincerely hoping, of course, we're very sad that there is the death of our Queen, and our sincere condolences go to King Charles III and their family. But no pictures of the Queen playing it, I do not believe.
Have you sent a set to Highgrove over the years? Because of being based in Cheltenham, Prince Charles as he was then, just down the road?
Do you know, that is something I don't know whether they have done, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had. And
of course, with him now being king, I guess the hope is that he would then take on that patronage, yeah?
That has happened in the past. We had the abdication of Edward VII, and then we later heard that the Queen would take on the patronage. So she obviously had some knowledge of the game and decided that she would continue that patronage for the Croquet Association, which is very pleasing, of course.
Sure. And for people who don't know, why Cheltenham? Why is the Croquet Association based in Cheltenham?
There's a wonderful club at Cheltenham, and it was only a few years ago that it moved out of London. So Cheltenham had put in a bid, and they had the land, so we were able to build an office there when we were asked to move out of London from the Hurlingham Club, which were developing their own area and sports facilities. So that's the reason we were asked to leave. Cheltenham took up the gauntlet, and so that's why it is based over there, because it is a very good club with plenty of lawns and good quality players of all levels.
So would the England games take place in Cheltenham?
England games, yes, indeed. Great Britain or England will host national events with in liaison with the World Croquet Federation. And that will happen not only at Cheltenham, but other clubs around that have several lawns or courts on which to play the game, or have courts at clubs that are close by. So, yes, the Croquet Association works in harmony with the World Croquet Federation to put on these tournaments and championships.
And with so much competition for things to do with our our afternoons, our weekends, our evenings. How hard is it to find new members, to bring new people into the sport at the moment?
It was very good, and even during COVID, of course, along with tennis and golf, croquet was one of those first sports to be listed as being available to people to go outside, enjoy the fresh air, to enjoy the benefits of playing a game, thinking about strategic moves and so on, making new friends. And there's more than one type of croquet that can be played. And there's one form called golf croquet, which is slightly easier to understand quite quickly, and that has brought in many, many members now. So the number of members, I think, is about 8,000, whereas before it was only about 3,000 or 4,000.
Well, you never know. King Charles III becoming your patron might add a few extra 100 members from Gloucestershire onto your to lists as well. Thank you ever so much for joining us on the programme, Patricia. Lovely to talk to you.
Been my pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you ever so much. Producer Duke Cox, the President-elect of the Croquet Association, based in Cheltenham, which has Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as the second patron, and as patron of so many different organisations and charities over the years. But now, of course, now looking for a new patron, the Croquet Association, hoping that it can be King Charles III. 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 Can be King